What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. I hope you guys are enjoying your long weekends. The Boston Bruins have swept the Carolina Hurricanes in 4 games, obviously in 4 games, in the conference finals. This is the first time that the Boston Bruins have been in the Stanley Cup Finals since 2013. I know, it's been a long time, but congratulations to them and obviously myself for being a Bruins fan. The Carolina Hurricanes had a great run, but we'll talk about that later. Before we get into the episode, guys, make sure to go down and hit that like button down below. And if you guys are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button as well and tell all your friends about the channel. Road to 200 subscribers, and we're hoping to really bump up the subscribers before the start of next season. But this year's not over yet, so now let's get into the episode. Alright, so again, the Boston Bruins have swept the Carolina Hurricanes in 4 games, and right from the get-go, I would say about the third period of game number 1, Boston kind of took over the series. For the first 2 periods of game 1, it was a really even matchup. Carolina actually had the lead going into the third period 2-1, and then Boston opened it up in the third period, scoring 3 power play goals in that period, and then they got, I think the fourth one was an empty netter, but 4 unanswered goals in that third period, and Carolina wasn't able to respond for game number 2 either. It was a Mother's Day matinee game. Happy Mother's Day again. I probably don't have any moms watching, but anyways, that was a couple days ago, so if there is 1 or 2 moms watching, happy Mother's Day to you. But the Bruins really just jumped out. The Bruins actually played the most matinee games this past season, and I think they've done that for the past 5 seasons. They play a lot of matinee games. Boston was ready for this one. It was pretty much 6-0. Not really going to count those last 2. They were pretty much just breaking Rask shutout in the last couple minutes. Boston with a dominating performance. And then Game 3 was pretty much a must-win for Carolina at this point. I forget, I think there's only been 6 or 8 times that teams come back from being 3-0 down in the series. So obviously, game number 3 was going to have to be a big one, and Carolina came out strong. Boston said that they didn't want to weather the storm, they wanted to create the storm, but Boston was actually about 5-6 minutes in, they were really trying to weather the storm. Carolina was coming out with everything. They were the much better team, but Tuukka Rask was playing like a brick wall. He was unbelievable. This has been the best Rask has played in his whole career, 100%. He's been on fire. He wants his first Stanley Cup as a starter. He got one back in 2011 as the backup to Tim Thomas, but Rask is actually playing better than Thomas did back in the day. So Rask is playing unbelievable, and Carolina was just not able to put the puck past him in the first period. Boston woke up in the second, and then from there, Boston again just took over. Carolina just never was really able to get that big goal in the series to give them some momentum, and Boston took a 3-0 series lead. In Game 4, Carolina just didn't look like they had any fight left. Again, they kind of started off as the better team, but in the long run, Boston again kind of wore them out. And I would say Boston really took advantage of Carolina's goaltending problem or goaltending issue going into the series. Mrazek actually played pretty solid for the first 2 rounds, and even in this series, he was actually okay. But I think you can't really blame the first 2 games on Mrazek. He was coming off an injury, and I don't know exactly why Rod Brind'Amour decided to put Mrazek in after Curtis McElhinney stole the last 2 games of the Islanders series. I think that was a bit of a coaching error on his part. McElhinney then went in as kind of a rusty option, and he just wasn't the same. So Boston took advantage of that goaltending issue. Now Boston has at least a minimum of 9 days rest. So a lot of people think that this could be an issue for the Bruins. Personally, I don't think it will be. I think Boston's got a good amount of leadership that they'll be able to steer the younger guys in the right direction, keep them focused on the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, this is what you play for all year. This is the biggest series of the whole year. These younger players, this is the biggest series of their life. I don't think they're going to be I don't think they're going to get distracted at all. So I think if the Bruins, this rest will be good for them. Chara looks like he'll be good to go. If I was a Carolina Hurricanes fan right now, I would still be pretty proud of this team. Obviously, it must have stung the day after that they did get swept, but I would be very proud of this young team. This team will be there for years to come, and I think they've got a very bright future. Rod Brind'Amour did a fantastic job behind the bench despite that mini coaching error. I think he did a fantastic job, and he does not obviously have to be worried about his coaching job being up or getting fired for the next season. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Again, make sure to go hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll see you guys all in the next episode.